Hello and welcome back to That Shooting Show. This will be part two of the process of improving and the process of competition. So I just want to revisit the process of improvement. What you need to be doing is a lot of reps of whatever the skill the sport requires at whatever level you wish to be able to do them. So every sport has some requirements. And I wrote about this in my third book, Get to Work, What the Sport Requires. Make a list. Hey, USPSA, it requires me to do these things. How well can I do these things without thinking about them? That is the process of practice. You're building subconscious skill. Again, everybody says, I shoot my best when I'm not thinking and I don't care. Well, what does that mean? If I shoot my best when I'm not thinking, that means I shoot my best when I shoot subconsciously. Have you made that connection? I don't know if a lot of people have made that connection. I shoot my best when I'm shooting subconsciously. That's what not thinking means. Okay, so process of improvement, massive repetition of whatever the sport requires at whatever level you'd like to be doing them so that they don't require conscious thought. One of the things Lanny Basham says is your next match will be won by somebody who's performing subconsciously. That person might as well be you. It's as simple as that. Now, that brings us to the process of competing. When I was talking to Meg on the phone and her sons, Zeke and Reese, hello guys, I promised you a shout out. She was really interested in the process of competing. And the process of competing is all about a systematic reduction of conscious thought prior to shooting. So that when the timer goes off, we have the least amount of conscious thought possible. Remember, shoot my best when I'm not thinking. Well, doesn't that sound like a low amount of conscious thought? So we duplicate that by systematically reducing the amount of conscious thought that we're doing. It starts out with a high amount of conscious thought. When you walk up to a stage, conscious mind has a lot of work to do. Conscious mind is extremely good at evaluating options and making decisions. That's what it's best at. You just don't want to be doing those things while you're shooting. You want to use the conscious mind for what it's best at, evaluate your options, make your decisions, program your stage plan into the subconscious, right? Memorize the map so you're not driving with the map on your knee. Nobody drives that good. You guys don't drive that great with a map on your knee. Well, some of you maybe have never done it. This was the thing people used to do. You youngsters out there, just to try to imagine a world without GPS, and then try to imagine a world with maps and no internet. You probably never even went to Maps on Us or MapQuest.com or any of that. You used to have to use real maps. Unfold that sucker, check it out. If you had a great co-pilot, your co-pilot could read the map for you. But building your stage plan is about memorizing the map so you can fold it up and you don't need it anymore. That means, okay, my stage plan is now subconscious. It's available without conscious thought. That's great. So, in your rehearsal of that, you want to make sure that there's not a lot of words or commands in that subconscious stage plan because those words and those commands will activate the conscious mind who likes to evaluate things and make decisions. We don't want it to be doing that. So, your final visualization should be silent with the possible exception of round count. And round count is really important if it's a memory type stage. If I had to make a recommendation, I would say put the round count in there all the time. But it's particularly important for memory type stages. But nothing else, no other audio, right? You don't want Samuel L. Jackson narrating that plan. You don't want Sam Jackson saying, MF, do this, MF, do that, get over there and shoot that MF thing. You don't want Sam Jackson narrating your stage plan because he will be an overactive conscious mind, highly profane conscious mind. We don't want that. We want it to be just a picture of what you're going to see and what you're going to do with no words except the round count. And see how we've reduced the amount of conscious thought. We've evaluated our options. We've made our decision. Now we're reducing conscious thought even further by all we have now is a picture or a movie. We have a video of what it's going to look like to navigate this stage and shoot these targets. Now we go one step further and reduce the amount of conscious thought by giving the conscious mind one thing to think about and or one thing to do. If you know how to call your shots and you believe you can do it, shot calling is the best occupation for the conscious mind I have ever found. There's nothing better that I have ever found to occupy the conscious mind other than calling the shot. If you don't know how to call your shots, you don't believe you can do it, be careful telling yourself to do that because it'll be kind of confusing for you. Well, I'm supposed to call my shots, but what does that really mean? No, it's not looking at the holes in the target. No, it's not the sight picture before the gun went off. It is shot calling is where the sights lift from as the gun fires. We'll show you with the mighty Walther PDP steel frame. We can actually point at the camera here. It's a pretty cool video. So I'm not sure what the camera can see, but right now the sight picture is lined up on the T on my hat. Make sure the gun's empty. What'll happen is if I were to fire the shot, boom, the sight will lift. That sight lifted from the very bottom, the letter T on my hat. That is where that bullet would have gone. Okay? That's simple. All right, so, but if you don't believe you can do it, don't tell yourself to do it. It's something you need to learn. And when you do learn to call your shots, it's the best occupation for the conscious mind. If you can't do that, you've got to give it something else to do. And I think something visual is by far the best job for the conscious mind. With iron sights, it'll be I will see what I need to see is a great place to start. With the dot, center the dot is a great place to be. What you want to do is give yourself an objective that is as simple as possible, particularly one in which you believe you'll have success. Guys, if you will let your next competition be as simple as getting a subconscious stage plan and seeing what you need to see for every shot, your next competition will go a whole lot better if you let it be that simple. Now, what complicates that is worrying about the results. Yeah, I could do that, but what if? What if I stink it up? What if I make a mistake? What if I embarrass myself? Well, all those things can be prevented by getting a subconscious stage plan and seeing what you need to see for every shot. That's it. That's all you need to do. And that's what we mean by sticking to a process instead of thinking about a result. And just like I told Meg, I like the word recipe a little bit better than process. Recipe is steps and ingredients. My ingredients are I've got my subconscious skill, I've got my subconscious stage plan. The steps are I'm going to memorize my stage plan, make it subconscious, and I'm going to use my subconscious skill to put the dot in the middle of the target. That's what I'm going to do. And those are the only things that I can control. The shooter can't control how it places. Now, if you're dramatically outworking the competition, then you do have some control over how that places. But if you're not dramatically outworking the competition, you don't have a lot of control over that. But you will always get your best performance when you have a subconscious stage plan and a singular focus. And we'll call that a winning performance. And most of you, I talked to a guy, my buddy Anthony, I talked to him on Saturday. He tells me, man, if I can go out and shoot like I know how to shoot with no regrets, I win every time. That's a winning performance. You can always get there by using a process. And then if you desire your winning performance to be better than somebody else's or the winning performance, the work you do in training is what's going to make your winning performance the winning performance. Well, this is where Anderson loses me. He's telling me to go out there and shoot my best, give myself a participation trophy. Well, you can look at it like that if you want to, but until you are able to do that on a consistent basis, until you're able to go out and get access to your subconscious skill under pressure when it matters, what hope do you have of winning the entire competition? Do you think you can win it without a winning performance? Wouldn't that be a better thing to focus on? Pardon me 1 second. The Doberman is singing the song of her people. Well, I can't set this anywhere so you can admire it. Let me just put it right there. You can admire it. Hang on a second. Hopefully you admired the profile of the Walther Steel frame PDP while I was checking on grades of the Doberman. So we've talked about the process of improvement, and we've talked about the process of competing. Now, I know all of the shortcuts to get you through both of these steps. And if you go to andersonshooting.com, click on upcoming classes, you can see all the classes we have scheduled right now for 2024. We are still booking classes for next year. All you got to do is say, hey, I have access to a range. Hey, come do a class. If you can arrange the range, you can get a class for free. There is nobody working in the sport better than me at getting people to their potential quickly. So if you're tired of being stuck where you're at, stuck in C class or whatever, I promise you, if you're willing to do a little bit of work, we can get you up and out of that. We can get you as far as you want to go inside of your level of participation if you'll do a few simple things. My clients that are doing these things are enjoying success beyond their wildest dreams. My clients that are not enjoying success beyond their wildest dreams are doing something a little different. And I will keep working with them until they let it be as simple as I've outlined it. But worrying about the results is always going to cause under trying or over trying. And under trying and over trying will always prevent a subconscious performance, will always prevent you from getting your subconscious skills anywhere near as good as you have them, right? Worrying about the results will kill a subconscious performance. And under trying will be a little bit better than over trying. Over trying will be way worse. If we under try, we'll slow down to get our hits, and that's okay. It's a great way to come in third or fourth in your division, in your classification. Over trying, which is swinging for the fences, rush, try, hurry, putting the gas down, that will usually cause the serious mistake that takes you out of the competition. It's a great way to come in last. How do you prevent those things? Subconscious stage plan, singular focus for the conscious mind. That way we're literally systematically reducing the number of things we're thinking about prior to shooting. That's what we do in mental management, is we teach you how to systematically reduce the amount of conscious thought prior to shooting. That's what we do. Okay. All right, folks, hope you've enjoyed today's two-part podcast. I apologize for the dog noise. This marks the first time we've had to abandon the YouTube program for dog noise. Mrs. Anderson wanted shelving systems for the kitchen in here. And so I got the first one built last night. It took me 3 hours to build the first cabinet. And there's 2 more waiting to be assembled. And thankfully, the FedEx driver just brought the last one. That's what all the dog noise was about. So I get to spend my evening building a cabinet shelving system for Christmas. That's what I get to do. All right, folks, please check out andersonshooting.com and upcoming classes to see where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing. We're adding new classes on a weekly basis, and if you want me to be somewhere in your area, you just let me know, and we will make it happen. Until we do that, till we meet again on the range or anywhere else, be like me, do what I do, say it with me. 1, 2, 3, get to work.